Hey, y'all. Hey. Happy Monday, first of all. How was your weekend? Mine was good. Mine was, you know how you have a good weekend, but like you did things, but it wasn't like too eventful, you know, but it was cool. I had a cool weekend outside of watching the news. Child. Sometimes I be wishing y'all would just shoot me a headline so I don't have to read the stress of seeing what's going on. It's crazy. Yeah, I swear. Sometimes I am convinced that Earth is the real reality show. Man, especially when Donald Trump starts talking. But that's neither here nor there. Because, baby, politics is not the P word that I'm focused on. Prayer is, because that is the only thing that is going to change what is happening in politics and beyond. So yeah, we're gonna get to talk about some of the things that happen. I know got a bunch of friends calling me talking about they scared to fly. I'm still looking at it sideways, but listen, I don't know what's going on. But all I'm gonna say is nothing started until after Donald Trump took office. Okay? So sometimes be careful what you wish for. Speaking of which, I would like to say rest in peace and send my condolences to everyone involved in the crash in DC over the Potomac, the crash in Philly. Oh my God, that was so sad, y'all. Oh, and also and I've been seeing like little stories. I had to make sure they wasn't clickbait, right? Because I was seeing something like um uh uh somebody got hit at an airport by a plane or something, and they were in critical condition, and then like a wing or something caught fire on another plane. I'm like, what the is going on? But then I know what's going on. Listen, the devil don't operate well in calm. You know, we talked about this, right? The devil operates best in chaos, people. Uh-huh. Sure does. So, just pay attention. And like I said, let prayer police your politics. Oh, I just made it up. And I like it. Let prayer police your politics. Because if you dependent on a man or a party, baby, shall I say more? Exactly. Yeah, I was a little ahead of myself last week. I was just tired of January because January was Januarying. But I was already in the Black History Month. Okay, so let's talk about that. We'll say Happy Black History Month to you. Um, Speaking of Black History Month, DEI has been all over the news, of course. And I mean, the way that your boy chose to talk about DEI is DUM. How about that? Okay. Inappropriate. You know, you got that. I told y'all, it's like you got that uncle that when you see him coming, you already know he don't know what to say and when to say it. Like, yeah, he might speak his mind, but at who expense, right? And then he always gonna embarrass you because he's gonna say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And it ain't gonna be sorry. Like I said last week, Trump need to let that little young girl he hired, uh, who's dating an old billionaire, I heard, talk for him because he don't know how to talk to people. Okay. That between that and Elon Musk trying to get into everybody social security benefits and money and business and see what's going on. They telling people not to come to work today on the national I think it's the USAID that handles like national international, I'm sorry, contributions and community givebacks and organizations and things of that nature. Like, I just do not know, like, what they are trying to do. And Imma just tell you something. I don't feel comfortable with number 1. It's Black History Month. And the fact that the publicist said that Donald Trump was about to sign a proclamation into law for Black History Month, like we're just, I don't get it. Like Black History Month already exists. Like, what is the problem? What is the Can somebody tell me that? What is the problem? Because I've heard people say, "Well, we don't have a White History Month." Okay, well, do we really got to go toe to toe and talk about our like ancestors' histories and how we got to this point? Exactly. You actually may want to be glad you don't have a White History Month because you might be a little embarrassed by some of the things that your ancestors did. And it's okay because we're not holding you accountable. However, it is our right to be able to celebrate Black history. And the more you fight against it, the more I feel like it's stuff you don't want us to know. We're not going backwards, people. Okay. Listen, I don't care what Elon, Donald, all the mugs up in the White House, the Black House, the Orange House, whatever. We're not going backwards. Okay. We are not going backwards. And so the fact that like throwing your weight around, doing something like that, like I don't even did they check Trump cognates? Did he do a cognitive test? Y'all show I already think he crazy, but seriously, Trump is old. Trump right behind Biden. Let's be clear. Okay. So when the last time they checked his cognitive abilities, do he got dementia? What's going on in that head of his? Because the way he moving, bruh, telling y'all, keep your head on a swivel and exercise all of your American rights to protect your family and do everything you can to just try to check certain things. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Because right now, and Trump style. This is his style, okay? Trump likes gaslighting at its finest, but let me give you an example. Okay? He's going to exploit the problem, blame it on somebody else, do something drastic to invoke fear into everybody, and then at the last minute come in and save the day so he's the hero. And you better tell him thank you. And he's going to tell you that you better say thank you in his speech when he tell you about it. So it's like a repeating cycle for him, right? Like, because now, ladies and gentlemen, the tariffs that he hit China, Mexico, and Canada with. Okay, so a few minutes ago, came down the news headline, but Trump pauses tariff on Mexico after speaking with the Mexican president, who's a female president, right? Pauses it for a month. And you see how he moving? You see how he moving? He's moving in ways of not only trying to negotiate, but he's also trying to like bohawk stuff. This is my problem. Okay. You don't speak for me, sir. And my problem is when you are speaking on a global stage and people think that you're speaking for all of us, that is not accurate at all. Okay. I mean, ripping families apart, like I just cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. And it's triggering. It's triggering. I listen, slavery was not that long ago. Okay. I do not have to have been a slave or witness it with my own eyes to not be affected by it. My great grandmother was a slave. Let's be clear. And she was part white. When I was growing up, she still worked on a plantation, an actual plantation. And I was growing up in the 80s. Okay. So now that I think back in hindsight, it seemed normal then, but she was fresh off the heels of slavery, right? Married to a black man with black children. And she was working on the plantation of a white family. Y'all, we cannot change the past, but stop being afraid for us to know our past. Like it's okay. Like the same way um we did not experience slavery firsthand, but it still affects us. This is a product of you not creating slavery, right, firsthand, but it still affects you because of things that your ancestors done. And both of us, we're at an even playing field. Okay. And so you just but hate is not the answer. Okay. Like telling people they can't love who they love, separating families, sending them back. Like, I don't understand what the goal is. And I don't even think Trump understand what the goal is. And I am downright terrified of Elon ass running around the White. You know, when I think about Elon, I think about Elon Musk running around the White House, right? Pushing all the buttons. What does this do? Like, you ever seen a little kid? Like, my daughter just turned 5. She's totally like that right now. Like, she'll do it she'll ask while she's doing it. What does this do? What does that do? No, Ricky, don't do that. Like, everybody he's surrounding himself with, not only do they not reflect DEI, not only is he trying to like shut down DEI, but it's a lot of the rhetoric behind that. The Make America Great Again, the red, the I see no brown really in the White House, reintroducing MLK Day for some, but federal agencies banning it as a holiday and banning Pride Month as a holiday. What kind of where is it that we live again? And like I keep telling y'all, for the first time ever in my life, I am seriously considering moving out of the country. And then I wonder, is that what they're trying to do? Get us to move out the country? You know, it's like you feel like I don't want to let them win, but at the same time, I'm tired of having to live a certain way just because of the color of my skin. You do know skin ain't nothing but cells, right? Okay, you do know it. Like we both bleed the same, right? Okay, and there is nothing else I would rather be than black. And there is nothing else I would rather do than know my history. Because how in the hell can you know where you're going if you don't know all about where you're from? Bad enough you're trying to shut it down in schools. Bad enough you're trying to tell people that even if they're born here, if their parents aren't citizens, they can't stay here. Like, oh my God, is this what America is being known for? I don't want no parts. I don't want no parts of it. All I'm going to say, y'all, is like I said in the beginning, let your prayers police your politics because a party ain't going to do it. Okay? And with that being said, listen, okay, I see people feeling a little froggish. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Okay? Please don't leave. Because we don't want them problems. That is not what we want. And when I say we, I feel confident in collectively speaking for everybody that I know in my community. We are not trying to you know what I'm saying, create the chaos, but we are not gonna subtly sit by and let you just erase the history. Where they do that at? America? Not my America. Not the one where I pay taxes in. And speaking of taxes, and this, you really want to pull up close and listen to this. Listen here, honey, because you know it is taxtime.com. That's not a website. That's just me putting the emphasis on. It's tax time. So, you know, mother, I've been doing my own taxes now for like 14 years. And, you know, slowly but surely I started doing most of my family and, you know, and very select few close friends. because I years ago I had a fight with the IRS because they seized my bank accounts. I mean, they did everything, and it was really the uneducation of how things work. At that time, I was just getting started in my career, and I always used to joke with Frank Ski, who's a radio personality and DJ at V103, because when I first got hit with what felt like a tariff, not only did they take my taxes, but they also froze my accounts. I started to try to fix the tax issue, and it was just so hard for me to explain to any tax place that I went to what needed to be fixed, because I just was so used to going to like a HR block or, like the neighborhood tax place, dropping my stuff off and just getting whatever they tell me and not understanding anything. And ignorance is bliss, and it is our downfall. So once I educated myself, because I could not do anything, I always used to joke with Frank Ski, because I'm like, dang, why you ain't tell me that it's better as a radio personality to write your stuff off, like your hair, your makeup, make yourself a business, etc., so you can write this stuff off, and that will help you not owe as much taxes. Well, I was in my very early 20s. I ain't telling my age, but that was my first lesson in it. And needless to say, I was able to get through it by educating myself, working with the IRS, getting them to unfreeze my accounts, getting the balance down, making a payment plan, etc. Blah, 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 blah. And it don't feel good. Boy, nothing is worse than when somebody is like, because we free. We live in a free country. Remember that. And, and you think you are working on your American dream, and baby, like they do something like freeze your bank accounts. And it's so crazy, because why not teach in my community tax education, even if it's just for the consumer, so that we're able to know how to even express it to whoever is the professional that is handling our taxes, right? Instead, they rather keep you in the dark so that they can tax you. No pun intended. All right. Now, with taxes coming up, y'all, do you know I tried everything to get my student loans forgiven, but somehow, some way, they did not get forgiven. Mine and my Parent Plus loans that I signed for my son. We both went to HBCUs, which there is in another issue, starting off in debt. And I have not been to college since 2003. It is 2025, and I still owe student loans from Claflin University, and I still owe Parent Plus student loans from Bethune-Cookman University. And that I have gone on to work way outside of the realm of my major and everything else all these years later at this big age. Now that Biden is out of office, and they have, they didn't figure out the finality of whatever they was going to do with the student loan stuff, it automatically just, all of a sudden it's all due again, and it just automatically went into default. So check your status, because then I had to call. Then I had to set up a deferment. Okay. Again, at this big age, still setting up a deferment on student loans. This is what I mean when I say, how do you start a life that you can like build on when you're starting out in debt? And it's the things that we don't know, right, that keep us in those places. Maybe, like I won't even pretend like I was taught good money management as a kid. I'm still playing catch up. I'm still learning. And it took me a long time to even learn that until you learn about money, again, ignorance is bliss. Okay? It don't matter if you know how to make it if you don't know how to keep it. It don't matter if you know how to keep it if you don't know how to flip it. It don't matter if you know how to flip it if you don't know how to flip it again. It don't matter if you don't know how to flip it again if you don't know how to lose it all and do it all over again. But know why? You gotta understand money and the processes and the ebbs and the flows and all of that about it. so that you're able to move better, smarter in it, and conquer it. And part of moving better and smarter is you better check your stuff on irs.gov, or you better call the IRS. Also, let me tell you what you can do. Okay. If at any point, and listen, don't even worry if you think, okay, well, I don't know student loans. Okay, well, cool, that's cute, that's you. Okay, don't laugh at our pain. All right. But if for any reason, matter of fact, you don't even need a reason, call the Treasury Offset Department, okay? And just check to see if you have any type of liens or potential holes on your refund, because it'll be easier to try to deal with it beforehand than it will be after they done took your money, honey. Period. All right, here's the number. The number is, and I know this because I've been calling him this morning. Because you go to the website and then you put your deferment in, and the website says, okay, you're good. You have a deferment. You don't have to worry about your tax refund being offset, like meaning they take part of it or whatever. And then you go into you call the Bureau of the Treasury Department, right? Who I heard Elon been dealing with today. You call the Treasury Department, the Offset Department, you put in your social, and you find out one potential hole: student loans. But wait, student loans just so get in front of it, people, because it could be anything. It could be the IRS, it could be child support, it could be anything, an old bill that popped back up, anything, y'all. I'm telling you, okay? So you can thank me later. All right, and here's the number. The number for the Treasury Department offset for the IRS is 1-800-304-3107. That's 1-800-304-3107. And I'll come back and put it in the description as well. So, y'all, I gave y'all a lot that you already know. Just do me a favor. With all the changes that are happening right in front of our face, and that are happening so fast, even though he's reneging on a lot of them at the last minute, do yourself a favor and do a check on yourself and your family. And what I mean by that is, know the status of your things. Know who you owe. Know what's federal. Know what's state. Know, open that mail that you don't be opening because you don't want to deal with it, because you're like, I ain't got the money, I ain't trying to deal with it. No, it's time to face the music, because you need to get ahead of your own life so that you can make the decisions that's best for you and your family, and not be reactive to decisions that other people who think they're God are making in a country that you live in, but you have a choice to live someplace else where you're more welcome if you choose to. All right? But educate yourself. Definitely educate yourself on taxes. Don't just think you about to get this little tax money back and your whole life gonna change, because it's not. Make a plan for that tax return. Make a plan for that tax return. And while you're making a plan for your tax return, go ahead and act like you don't know if you're getting it, and call the Offset Department or the Treasury so you can make sure ain't nobody potentially gonna take no money out of your taxes, or even the whole thing. The number again, 1-800-304-3107. All right. All right, y'all. I love y'all. When we come back on the stream today, we're going to talk about an update on Wendy Williams, right? And a rapper knocks out all rumors at the fight this weekend. All right. We're going to talk about that, how we feel about it, all that and more right here, Radio-Muva Live. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so we can grow and get in the algorithm. And I will see you when I get back. All right. And if it's a story that we didn't talk about, you want to talk about, you know what to do. Leave it in the comments. Okay. See you later.